What's going on, people? Welcome back to Let's Talk Movies. We're your hosts. I'm Brad.
I'm Miguel.
This is our full commentary of Wes Craven's 1984 classic. 94 is way too late. A Nightmare on Elm Street, written and directed by Wes Craven, produced by the great Rob Shea of New Line Cinema. Their first major success since the company was founded in 1967, which, of course, New Line Cinema is often referred to as the house that Freddy built, because that was their first really successful movie, and that's really the movie that made them New Line Cinema. So if you're a New Line Cinema fan and all the movies that they've done, which they have some good ones in their filmography, man, you can thank Freddy Krueger.
They have a lot of movies out there.
Yeah. So we are watching on HBO Max, so if we kind of take this time, we're going to chat for a few minutes. Go get your copy ready. We are paused at 0 minutes and 0 seconds, and I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, play. And when I say play, you will click play. So listen, I know a lot of people are going to say, and do say, that Scream is Wes Craven's masterpiece, and I don't agree with that. I think Nightmare is always going to be his best film. I really do. And I know like I appreciate what they did with Scream 5 and the whole hashtag do it for Wes thing, and like that's great. I mean, that's awesome. But at the end of the day, A Nightmare on Elm Street was so different and so jarring when it came out. You know what I mean? The premise and the concept was something that nobody had ever done before. I mean, we lived in the world of, it was still kind of the beginning of the slasher genre. I mean, you had Halloween in 78, you had Friday the 13th in 1980, but really this was kind of the dawn of a lot of those 80s slasher films, because Freddy was you got to remember, Michael was not the king of the 80s. Freddy was. Freddy owned 80s slashers and 80s horror.
And then horror in general.
He did. And then he did the unexpected, and he became like a pop icon, and everybody wanted to dress up like him for Halloween, and which Wes Craven hated, by the way. He was like, Freddy Krueger is supposed to be he literally based Freddy Krueger off of a terrible experience he had as a kid, and he named him after his childhood.
Jesus Christ, can you imagine?
I mean, like,
deciding to like present your fucking trauma as art, and then next thing you know, everyone is dressing up as him as a joke for Halloween for generations. Wow, that was a pretty big backfire.
Well, it's just funny. Like, it's funny how things like that are meant to be. I mean, he's a demon. He's a ghost. He's supposed to be, your nightmare. Like, Freddy finds you in the place that you're the most vulnerable, which is when you're asleep, and that's when
it worked for me. I was scared of this fucking movie for like ever. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't really remember watching this movie at all. This is probably my first.
I remember watching this movie for the first time. I was a huge Pirates of the Caribbean. But we grew up when the Pirates of the Caribbean, like the original, like the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies were huge, and they were hot, and I loved them. I'm still a huge fan of that franchise, and I've always been a huge Johnny Depp fan. And I remember my parents were watching this. It was on TV or something, and it was at the point. I remember walking in at the point where is it Ron, I think? Is that his name? I'll have to look up the cast. It's been a while since I watched. It was at the point where he's in the jail cell, and you see Nancy's looking in through the window, and she sees Freddy just walk through the jail cell, and like it scared the shit out of me. Like this, I remember as a kid, it scared me. But I even fell into that trope, the thing that Wes Craven hated, where like I remember buying my first Freddy Krueger glove on whatever Halloween website when I was a kid, and I remember dressing up like him for Halloween. Like, it's just it's really funny how people MTVify it, and he becomes an icon. Kids love.
You said MTVified it.
MTVified it. You know what I mean? Which I know that's not really a word, but
I think the word is mainstream it.
Yeah. I mean, he became such a symbol in pop culture, and that was never Wes Craven's idea. That was never what he wanted to do. I mean, the first 2 films, he's scary. The third film, it's like half and half for me. I think with Dream Warriors, he is still scary and brutal, but he's starting to call people bitches all the time, and you get welcome to primetime bitch, and he starts making jokes, and it's almost like you kind of laugh a few times. Like some of the stuff he says in those later sequels, he's funny. It's a terrible, like really off-color joke, but it's kind of funny. So let's do this thing. We are paused at 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Again, we're watching on HBO Max. You can watch it on in whatever copy you want. The reason we pause it at 0 minutes is just because sometimes when you get all the piracy warnings and all that stuff, there's a little bit of a delay from when you click play on the menu versus clicking play when the film starts. So 0 minutes, 0 seconds. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, play. And when I say play, you are going to click play. It's rocket science. I know. By the way, I'm drinking Sleepy Time tea, which I thought was a brilliant idea for this. Really get
you in the mood. Gonna sleep through half the movie then.
Get you in the mood. No, I'm not. I'll be awake. This is a fun one, man. This is definitely a fun watch. All right, here we go. A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984 in 3, 2, 1, play. You should see the New Line Cinema right now in black.
I about said this is like we haven't done like a remote commentary since our very first one.
This is the first remote commentary we've done in a while.
No, this is like together. The second. Yeah, the last one was Rob Zombie 2.
Yeah, you're right. That was a while ago. That was a hot second ago.
That was a hot second ago. So let's hope this isn't a clusterfuck during our time.
I will be at 40 seconds in 2, 1, 40. I'm at 40 seconds.
We're good.
So
get over here, guys. What about you? Let us know.
Dude, I love this scene of him like creating the
the infamous glove.
Yeah.
I get why he should be scary right here, because I'm sure seeing that alone at like fucking there at like 10.
Yeah.
Shit everywhere on the wall.
Man. So, A Nightmare on Elm Street was made production budget of $1.1 million, but it grossed over $57 million at the global box office. I mean, that movie made $55 million in profit.
Damn. Everyone got a new car that year.
I know, right?
Yeah. As a thank you.
The first time Julia watched this movie for like a month after, she would like walk around the corner in our house and she'd be like, Tina.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you know what's good about this too? They did a lot of the dream sequences so well because like it feels weird. Like the sheep running down the hallway. Like, what the hell is that? Like it's because you got to think a lot of times in your dreams, you're dreaming about things that aren't normal and that are just kind of weird and out there. And I think they did a really good job, especially in the first two movies, like really just kind of making you feel like what this ethereal, like what is happening? Like it's just weird. A lot of it doesn't make any sense. And I think it works.
See, it was always this scene of like steam, like a steam factory or whatever. I don't know, just a factory with a lot of steam. It's just like
the boiler room thing.
Is that what that is? Sorry, guys. I almost called it steam room.
They burned him in a boiler room.
Okay.
So, like he died in a boiler room, so that's kind of his like thing. That's his playground, you know.
Kind of fucked for that to be your playground. The place that you last
died. For Freddy though.
I mean, the place that you last died, I kind of don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the usual running trope. Jesus fuck.
It's so weird. But it's so perfect. Like what a way to open a film, man. Tina.
You okay, Tina? Is it like the oh shit?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god! Of course
Bro,
you think you're a bunch of fucks.
your daughter is screaming her head off and just woke up and her dress is all cut up. And you're like, come back to bed, Mars.
That has to be like a stepdad.
You think so?
Yeah.
Freddy,
Fuck, I don't know.
for you. I think they went back and added the scenes with the kids doing the jump rope after the fact.
You think so?
I think so.
See, it's this type of dream that fucks me up. It's like it's so like out of the ordinary. Okay, I guess it's not a dream. It's like it's like those type of scenarios, and then like Freddy is just sitting there just waving at you. Like that shit's so freaky because like it's supposed to be peaceful, but then Freddy's there.
Yeah.
Introducing the main hunk of a star, Johnny Depp.
Yep. First movie Johnny Depp ever did. Dude, one of my favorite lines in horror is coming up right here.
Is that it?
No, hold on. What the hell? What does that mean? Up yours with a twirling lawnmower. Like, what does that mean?
That is such a New Jersey
What is that?
comment right there.
And it's funny. I was watching Never Sleep Again, which is the fantastic Nightmare on Elm Street documentary, the other day. Like, kind of prepping because we're gonna do all of the Nightmare on Elm Streets in season 2 of Purely and Simply Evil, and they wanted a super jock built like a super jock, stereotypical dude for Glenn's character, for Johnny Depp's character, and they were like, we cast Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp was like kind of awkward, and he was real nice and quiet and respectful, and like, but it worked, man. It really worked. It's funny that became Jack Sparrow.
No, not surprising. I could totally see it, from being honest.
By the way, hashtag justice for Johnny Depp, man. I love Johnny Depp. Forever one of my favorite actors.
Hey, yeah, you can polarize as much as you want, guys. Just saying. We side with Johnny.
And our dads play golf together, which is pretty cool. Played.
Not now.
Not now.
Not
currently. It's not like, yeah, I know Johnny. Yeah, we're not like, yeah.
Yeah, obviously his family's got a lot to deal with right now.
Although I'm just saying, if there was somebody that like I could have lunch with, like a famous person, I'd probably pick Johnny Depp. I'm just being honest.
I don't know. He's a little awkward.
He seems like a cool dude.
General, he's a little awkward.
Also, that's the most creative thing. That's awesome.
Yeah,
but it sounds like World War III out there. It's fine, Ma. I gotta go. Bye.
No, dog. Call the National Guard, please. Yeah, that didn't work, Chief. Did it?
Miguel, what time are you at? What time stamp are you at?
I'm currently at 7:24, 25, 26.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're at the same spot. I'll tell you what, the pacing of this movie is so good. There's never a dull moment in this, like, ever.
Is he being serious? Is she being serious?
Yeah. They're all dreaming about the same person. They're dreaming about him.
Psychologically speaking, yeah, that's fucking impossible.
Good thing this was the 80s and anything's possible.
I know, right?
Oh, boy.
Don't you just miss the whitewashed skinny jeans and the fucking
right
tucked in sweaters? Like, what the fuck are we doing, guys? It's like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind a good tucked in shirt, but like, if everything's tucked in, Jesus Christ.
Look how tight those pants are, too. Good Lord. I think it was a rule back then. You had to have those tight pants that like hug your butt cheeks.
Yeah, if I can't see all three of your tools down there, yeah, something's wrong. Damn, so intimidating. You know what? And that's in that regards, I'm out, man. Sorry, you scared me. Yes, that's threatening. I got a jar of dirt.
I've got a jar of dirt.
Oh Jesus. Is that the up yours with the spiraling lawnmower?
Yep, that's Rod. Bro, he's got every button on that shirt unbuttoned except for the bottom.
I guess that was a generation. And then 2000, it was everything unbuttoned but the top button. Glenn was probably like, "No, I wasn't."
That's so gross. That is disgusting. Just saying.
That is probably the most 80s cringe. Well, fuck. Okay, in that case, let's just get it started.
I'm just saying that's pretty crappy of Tina, though.
What do you mean?
I don't know. She's like, I want you guys to stay here with me because I'm scared. But you just hang downstairs. I'm going to go rail my boyfriend for a couple hours in my
Is this her
mom's bed.
boyfriend? That's what I was confused of. I was
Yeah.
like,
Also, he is going through torture right now.
bro, what the fuck? She just had a bad dream and all of a sudden she wants to get her pound on.
He's got to sit and listen. Also,
Bro,
what kind
all
of
of that is.
sex are they having? Sounds like he's
Have you
stabbing
seen
her in the
Euphoria?
throat.
Have you seen Euphoria?
Yeah.
There's a scene in Euphoria that's kind of similar to that. It's fucking hilarious.
It sounded like she was dying.
I think that was the 80s thing. Like, how much noise can you make?
Wah! It's like, what the hell?
Oh, shit.
Look how sweaty he is.
I would too if I was screaming that loud. It wasn't even the sex, it was for yelling so much.
Now, this scene, listen. This is probably one of the most iconic scenes in horror history. This whole dream sequence between with Tina. I mean, holy crap, man.
You're really spoofing this scene up right now.
Oh, it's an amazing scene. It's one of the best scenes in horror movie history.
Bold statement, Cotton. Let's see if it holds up.
Well, and it's a seamless transition. You don't know when she starts dreaming and when she stops, you know? Well, you know when she stops, but I mean, you don't know, like, it's so creative how they did the dreams. It really is.
So this is a dream right now.
Yes.
Okay. Oh no. Ah. Ah. Is that a tooth?
No. Tina.
I'm the man in the mirror.
Also, that man, amazing.
That's
Do you
where
know
the
how
$1 million budget came from.
this movie was so ahead of its time? Well, this movie had over 80 effect shots in it. It had a ton of like the majority of the budget went to the amount of like effect stuff they had to do.
Yeah.
And it's all practical. I mean, it all looks great. There was no crazy dumb CGI or.
Are you talking about the fucking elastic thing was practical?
Yeah.
Oh, good job.
It's pretty cool, man.
Sam Raimi, eat your heart out, dog.
And Freddy, this was all based kind of on a true story. Like,
Oh
Wes
my god,
Craven,
almost everything is fuck, yeah.
Wes Craven said that when he was a kid, he was, I'm not sure. I believe they weren't like his family wasn't super well off, and he was sitting there looking out the window, and some guy was walking, and he had a fedora and a sweater and a trench coat, and he like saw him, and of course Wes Craven like ducked down because he's like, you don't want to be like watching somebody, and he looked up, and the guy was like playing with him, the guy was like getting off on the fact that he was scaring, that he was scaring young Wes Craven, and he thought that was scary. Freddy, his name, he had a childhood bully named Freddy, and then there was a news story in the LA Times where these victims of the Vietnam War, they were refugees, and they were having awful nightmares, and they were dying in their sleep, and they did a whole story, and it was just crazy, man.
Damn.
That still looks good.
This is pretty much like his imagination of what happened.
Yeah. Is God. So good. And boom. Whew.
Why? Why bother watch it? Oh shit.
Man. This scene, her death scene is so wild.
Is this her death scene?
She was a trooper, man.
Oh shit. Oh shit, Tina. Oh fuck.
Yeah. This was a rotating room, and they were putting them through the ringer, man. Like, this was hardcore.
Oh shit.
Unbelievable. And that splash of blood that went over Rod's face, that wasn't planned. That was like when the rotating room like came back and she fell. Like that, it just that whole scene, man, the blood spraying around. Unbelievable.
Damn, can you imagine just walking in seeing that? Fucking hell, that's traumatic. Oh, so Rod's gonna be thinking people are gonna think Rod did it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, what?
Is that who I think it is? No.
Which one? Which one?
The detective.
That's John Saxton, bro.
Holy fuck, that's John Saxton.
Yeah, dude. John Saxton is Nancy's dad. He's the I guess the detective or the sheriff or the chief of police. Yeah, dude.
Bro,
John Saxton is a beautiful hunk of a man.
bro. I only know him from like Enter the Dragon and just how
Uh-huh.
suave he is. Did he play Johnny James Bond at some point?
I don't know if he played him, but he was in James Bond. Yeah,
Damn,
dude, he's
he should
awesome.
have been. That was a missed opportunity. I don't even care about the receding hairline, but Jesus. I feel like that's the least. Oh, okay.
Dude, listen, this is
The
nothing.
gaslighting in this fucking
Yeah,
movie.
this is
Jesus.
nothing against Ronnie Blakely. Okay, I think Ronnie Blakely she was a perfectly fine actress, but the mother in this movie, she is the worst mother in movie history.
I
She
said,
is
yeah, Jesus.
atrocious.
Therapists are literally watching this movie as a case study. They're like, what does a bad mother do?
Yeah. And I think they said those like the actual the Asian people that died of this, who died in their sleep, they were actually like in that news article it was talking about. They had Mr. Coffees and they had stuff like they were sleeping pills and they were trying to keep themselves awake, and they just had these violent dreams and died with no explanation. And they caught what they sudden unexpected death syndrome is what they that was their final. That's what they declared it as. And what is
I
that?
mean, isn't there like a myth or whatever it is? Like it's like if you have like a near death experience, it's probably because like your heart rate's going so low when you're dreaming that your
I
body
don't
just telling
know.
you to wake itself up. And like if there's like a thing where I remember it's hearing like if a loved one is that passed away is in your dream and they like reach their hand out for you to take, like don't take it because if you do, that's you passing away too.
Really?
Yeah, there's that little
Wow.
like theory going around. I remember hearing
Wow.
about it. Maybe that's just like a wives' tale, but yeah.
Yeah.
So is this still like a? Is it? Does the whole entire town know about Freddy?
Uh the parents, so like what if you're watching this, you know the plot. Uh their parents killed him because he was a predator. He was a child murderer and he was a child molester, which they had to kind of dance around because there was actually a huge child molestation case like in like the US Supreme Court at the time. So they were kind of they I think they kind of toned down the creeper part of it, for the movie. And I mean, for real though, I mean, Rod may have been a dick, but like, what do you do in that situation? Like, could you imagine? Like, could you imagine that situation? In a
Being
way,
used.
you almost feel bad for Rod.
Well, I mean, what do you? I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. Like, how the fuck
Well,
do you explain? How do you explain yourself? Your
I
innocence,
know,
dog.
I know. I mean, I know what it looks like, but that's why you feel bad for him because it's like, damn, like you can't explain that rationally.
Isn't that the medium and like all of the and like the what's it called? That movie. What's that movie? The Haunting.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's Insidious. That's the medium in Insidious.
I would have to watch Insidious again. I've only ever seen it, I think, once or twice. Also,
Yeah,
this
that
guy.
teacher right there. Is that Kevin Bacon?
No.
Okay.
Miguel, what timestamp are you at?
I'm currently at 24:02.
Perfect. Perfect. He looks thrilled to be standing up in front of his class reading.
Yeah, right.
Also, damn, that's scary.
Bro, her death was pretty fucked, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
They really put that poor lady through. What was her name? Amanda Weiss, who played Tina. She, like, even she recalled like being in the body bag. Like, you can't unzip a body bag from the inside, obviously. So like she, they had centipedes crawling out of her mouth, and she was locked in a body or zipped up in a body bag. Like, plus the whole rotating room thing was just wild. I mean,
You know what I
crazy.
just noticed?
And we actually used the rotating room again in another point of this movie, which I'm not gonna
I
say.
just noticed that it was like the first, like you rare, like it's rare for like the first girl to die. You know what I'm talking about?
What do you mean?
Like the first girl you see in the movie tends to be like the one that survives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. That's where we draw the line. Nope.
I know. Just logically speaking, I'm just
That
saying,
shot
dog.
always gave me Haddonfield Memorial in Halloween 2 vibes. Like 1981 Halloween 2. I don't know why. It did. It always reminds me of that shot. That it's like one of my favorite shots of Michael Myers, where he's walking down the stairs, like in the hospital, chasing Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh no, where's she going into? A boiler room? Who would have? Oh wait, no, it's not one. Never mind. I'm stupid.
Oh, it's a boiler room.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right. Look at me.
La-da.
2 points of Gryffindor.
Now, there's a really great shot of Freddy coming up here too. And if you watch, you see how his right arm kind of like drags.
Yeah.
He had said that's scary too, and it's just a wall, and that's terrifying. Everything about Freddy was very like intentional, like like Robert Englund said, he kind of went for like a mobster stance type thing, and the also Nosferatu, the OG vampire film. He kind of wanted him to kind of creep around and move like that. But the glove was heavy. Like, it was really made out of metal, and it was heavy. So his right arm kind of like sunk a little bit, which I don't know, man. It's cool. Like, he really created that character and made it his own.
Yeah. I love how in the subtitles, when Freddy was speaking, it just said man, but it's only because no one has said his name yet. Oh well, now, yeah. Look, she has a burn mark.
Yep.
Her medium powers are activating. She knows what's wrong. Oh, fuck off. Let me tell you, Hall Pass was by far the most bullshit thing I've ever seen ever gone or experienced in my life, my high school life.
I never noticed that there was Motley Crue graffiti on the wall outside of the high school.
Oh, R.I.P. I like how they actually look like high schoolers and not,
Yeah,
56-year-olds posing as high schoolers.
right. I think they all did a great job. They picked four people with really great chemistry.
He rocked her world so hard he was knocked out, dog.
And kind of even go back to the chemistry thing. Like even this moment right now, like it's like they have chemistry. All four of them have like a relationship. Like it's not like and I think that's what makes the original Halloween so good, and so many other slashers like they don't have like the Friday the 13th movies. As much as I love them, the characters don't really have. I mean, there are exceptions. I'm not saying none of the characters have chemistry or a relationship with each other, but like,
Some of them are just trying to collect a check and not trying to
well,
actually work
I don't
towards
mean the
the
actors
project.
though. I mean the characters are written where they have a relationship. Like the characters care about each other. It's almost like so many of the characters and like people are literally like the majority of the people in a Friday the 13th movie are there to be killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like this movie, it's almost like it's jarring because it's like Halloween is different because Halloween, yes, Judith dies, but the main characters like you got to wait until the very end of the movie for anything to really happen. This, it's bang, it starts off with the dream, then boom, Tina dies, and then it's kind of this mystery. Like it's done really well, and I love the fact that they have chemistry because as an audience member, like it makes you care about the fact that like holy crap, this is really happening. They're getting picked off like one by one. Tell you what, Freddy or not, it's never a good idea to fall asleep in the tub. Just saying.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Ugh.
I love how quick it is.
I know, right? It's like there's no. It's just, it's seamless.
Bro, I wish I could sleep that quick. What the fuck?
See, the one good thing that Marge Thompson does. Bless you.
Thank you. I swear to God, the hands start peeping through. Oh, there we go.
That's scary because that's like it just goes into blackness. Like there's just that little hole, and you know,
That's just an irrational fear now.
huh?
That's just an irrational fear now.
Yeah.
I feel like 80s Mother just like they each of them get issued like a weekly book of like irrational things to die in, and then they're immediately scared for their kids.
But at the same time, though, the mom in this movie, she doesn't give a crap. She is. I
That
mean,
was
we
like her
haven't even
one
got.
moment of like genuine like care.
Yeah, yeah. That was like the one time we get to see her be a good mother. The rest of the time, she's like drunk and babbling on.
Fuck, where is that over the counter now? Oh wait, it's called Adderall.
Dude, it's so scary because we've all been there where like you don't like where you're trying not to fall asleep and it's so hard. Like it's inescapable. Freddy Krueger is inescapable.
Yeah, go hit the gym. David Goggin does it at 1 o'clock in the morning. You be alright. I thought that was the mother. I was like, bro,
What?
I thought that was the mother. It's a shame no one can afford a house like that to be able to climb up and see your girlfriend.
She's kind of mean to him, I'm not gonna lie. He's a good boyfriend.
A tell for future things to come.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad. That was wrong of you. That was bad.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it must have been a hot topic in English class.
Like that's old. Wow, I feel
Oh,
like
the
I feel
pain.
kind of ancient then.
The pain.
I know, right? That kind of hurts.
I can see the gray hairs already, dog. Is that a
Mine as well.
mullet or is that not a mullet?
I don't know what that is. That is the haircut that only Johnny Depp could pull off.
That's where he got the Jack Sparrow thing. He's like, ooh, I like where this is going. This is her dream.
Now she's dreaming, yes.
Yeah. I think you could tell by the fog. The second there's fog, that's how you know it's a dream.
Has there been fog in the other dreams?
Pretty much.
Huh. This is the dream that scared me so much when I was a kid. Out of any of the dreams in the movies, this is the one that like really genuinely got me because I think it's because this is the first one I saw. This is the first dream sequence I ever saw from the movie. What were you going to say?
Would you be more scared of this dream with Freddy or you walking down the street and it being Michael?
I don't know. Michael, I can get in a car and drive to California and he won't be there. Freddy, you literally can't get away. That should have been red flag number one because, bro, how is he in your dream?
Yeah.
How are you talking to Glenn in your dream? It's another thing that we haven't even mentioned is the music in this movie is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Charles Bernstein actually he that what you're hearing right now, Dee da dee da. That's the first like musical interval you learn. Na na boo boo na 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 na. Like that's the first thing you learn. So like it makes it creepier the fact that Freddy's like a child like sexual predator, and Which do you think it worked that they kind of toned down like the sexual nature of Freddy, and they just kind of implied it?
I don't know. This shit looks kind of scary to me.
It is scary, dude. This one right here, this got me when I was a kid. Holy crap! This killed me. Ugh. That. Ugh.
Tina. Bro, that came out of her mouth. No, that was prosthetics.
I love this. That is so good. Love it, man. Although it scared the crap out of me when I was a kid, but I love it now.
Bro, it literally I'd have been running like a track star. Not this waving my arms around.
This like this was something that I think this was Bob
Ew,
Shaye's
that's
idea.
gross.
Which
that's gross. Wait, what is that a mask?
Wait, look, watch.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Wes Craven didn't like the wet, sticky stairs thing. And Bob Shaye loved it. He thought it was a great idea.
Fuck. Can you imagine?
And Johnny Depp just had to sit there and pretend to be asleep while Robert Englund and Heather Langenkamp are like throwing each other into the wall.
That's what one of them roll in Pirates of the Caribbean. Back when like pillows were made of feathers.
Yeah, right. Still got that warm milk next to her bed.
That shit probably grow to you. Fuck. Fuck. No way you fell asleep that quick. Oh.
No, but there was a feather. Me.
Jesus.
Dude, this scared me. And I believe they shot this in reverse. Again, one of the scenes that genuinely freaked me out as a kid.
Wait, how do you film this in reverse?
They had it tied around his neck. And yeah, you're right, there is fog. I've never noticed that before.
Oh, I knew how this was gonna go. He's just so fucking suave.
He really is, man. And he comes back in part 3.
Oh, great.
So you get right. It's scary, man. That's scary.
It wasn't that long.
He did die pretty quick.
Yeah,
Unless he broke his neck because he made it so like tight. You know what I mean?
maybe. The laugh? Oh, that's crying. You have a wake for A-Rod, but not Tina?
Unless we didn't see. Yeah, you're not. You're not wrong.
Jesus. What's that gotta go? What's that gotta mean? Oh, they're just officially going with the. They're just
I think
officializing that she
that
killed. That he killed
yeah,
Tina.
that he killed her. Yeah. He really is a suave dude.
I know every single scene.
The press jacket with the cigarette.
Right? It's like, why did he ever get chosen for Double
I don't
O?
know. You know, he actually wrote. He actually really likes this franchise, and I believe, after part 3, he wrote a um he wrote a prequel, and it was actually kind of cool. I think his prequel would have explored like seeing Freddy at like before all the dream stuff, before he became like a supernatural demon. John
Yeah,
Saxon wanted to explore him as a like a serial killer who done it kind of thing, and have the
yeah.
movie end where, or I don't know if it would have ended with them killing Freddy. I don't remember exactly how it would have ended, but it would have explored like Freddy as a normal human being, which is kind of interesting.
It's a little backwards according to this script.
Yeah.
It's just you that I don't trust.
Right? It's not you that I don't trust. I don't trust you at all.
Bro, I'm pretty sure if they use this equipment now, it'd
Yeah.
probably be like a $50,000 surcharge for
Oh
using
yeah.
antique equipment.
Right?
Yeah. You mean to tell me they're just stacks of papers just laying around on the floor while it's going?
I guess.
Damn. That's true.
Yeah.
This is like before like dreams were like became like a
Well,
psychology topic.
yeah, and it's really smart of him to throw that in there. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's just again, it's the stuff that makes you think. Like, wait, it makes you think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like we even now we still don't know what dreams are.
Yeah.
Like, bro, literally, like I took a nap like 3 hours ago, and I had a dream that I lost my semi truck. I was like, bro, what the fuck? It's like, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
At least they know what REMs are. No, get ready for -12 because this shit's about to double. 30? Are you talking about -30?
She's at 30. Turning point. Dude, I listen, as an audience member, like watching this in the 80s, that must have been like what like holy crap, man. That must have been insane.
At least the mother now knows that she's having some fucked up dreams.
I know, right?
It's going against every fiber of my body right now because I'm living off coffee. Bro, what? What's up with the monologue? Oh, wait, she threw it out? I thought she threw it out. That's pretty,
This is where she really starts to take on the awful mom thing.
fucking hell.
She gave it that good.
That
Yeah.
Will Smith action.
Ha!
What? Every single bitch slap's gonna be a Will Smith joke? Sure. At this point. But hey, she took that like a champ, kind of like Chris Rock did.
Right. Well, she got what we wanted. She knew her mom knew something about him.
Is she? That would have cut someone's finger. So is Nancy like one of the survivors of Freddy Krueger, like the real Freddy Krueger?
I think it implies that, yeah.
Makes sense why she likes to veg out now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, people dog on the Elm Street remake, but the Elm Street remake actually did a lot of things really well with like explaining why it was those specific kids, because it was their parents. They were his victims as children before they even remembered. So like it made, you know what I mean? They pushed the child predator thing more in the remake, but I don't know. That's one of the things that actually really worked about that film. And it, like, for the story that they were trying to tell, this story, it makes a little bit more sense for it to be kind of
Make it
ambiguous.
look.
And he's
Yeah, I was
just,
gonna
yeah,
say that.
he's just a creep. And, you know, that's kind of a cheesy line. that's, that's kind of bad. I'm not going to lie.
Start 80s hit vibes. Wait, why is that gross?
Her mom barred up all the windows so she can't get out.
Oh shit. She did that in a span of a day.
I know, right? She did all that in a day. I mean, I'm sure she had people come do it, but
I about said for a drunk vegetable, she's really intuitive. Oh
you know
no.
she stood there in that kitchen for 40 minutes waiting to do that.
Right? You know she's vegged out so hard. She's projecting.
You think?
Yeah. Almost sounds like a dream.
You could make that into a prequel. You could.
I mean, yeah. Bro, you hate the lost justice system like that.
All right. It was a wrong signature that let him out.
We burned the bitch. Wait, why is she talking like it was her that did it?
Because she was one of the people that did it. It
And
was
that was
all
when
the
she was like really young,
it was all of the
I
parents.
assume.
Yeah, it was when Nancy was really young.
Can you imagine? I mean, if you think about it, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, can you think about it? Like finding out that your parents are the reason why a serial killer is dead. Like
I know, right?
your parents killed a serial killer. Like I know it's pretty traumatic to think about, but it's low key kind of badass.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know this scene.
Here's where
Johnny.
we get to reuse the rotating room scene. And this was crazy to film too, because uh it was so disorienting and nauseating. Like, you know, obviously they had cables and all that stuff, and the weight of the red dyed water for like the blood made the rotating room like spin out of control. So like everything started breaking and cracking, and it was like spiraling out of control. Um, and all the electrical wires were snapping and stuff. So like it was electrified red water that was just spiraling out of control during that scene, and it was actually like really dangerous.
Can you imagine just hearing that? Just hearing that,
I know.
like,
Yeah.
did they explain why her gray hair is why she got the gray hair?
Well, I think that's what if you don't sleep, that's what happens. Like, you know.
Whack the fucker.
That's the plan. That's the whole plan.
Yeah, that's what Freddy always.
Whack
That's
him.
all he wants. That's all Freddy wants. Script says Johnny Depp falls asleep.
The plot says, no says I. What is the shirt he's got on?
Bro, this is the video that a whole lot of like Johnny Depp fangirls were swooning over. The
Yeah.
cut crop top football jersey.
Not the part where he gets taken into his bed and violently murdered.
No. That reminds me, you know how you're talking about like how Freddy got mainstream, people are like dressing up like Freddy and all that stuff?
Yeah.
It reminds me of like the whole thing's been going on with like Michael Myers, where like women are like wanting to take pictures of like people in Michael Myers costume choking them.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
bro, how far gone have we gone where that's like weird?
Yeah.
It's like some
Right.
people call Michael daddy. It's like, bro, fucking stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine just having your TV just sitting right there on your fucking bed?
No.
Just a giant like matchbox like that. Well, then again, we all watch movies from our fucking bed, anyways, with laptops. But still,
Yeah. I feel like he's a good kid.
the good ones usually go.
Like I feel like he's just like a genuinely good kid, and his mom seems like genuinely cool. Like his is the death that I kind of like actually feel like upset about. You know what I mean? Because it's like, man, he seemed like a good kid. You know, he didn't do anything bad. I mean, he was just like trying to have a good time and.
I'm just saying though, it's kind of fucked for that mother just to keep Freddy's gloves like that. If I'm sure ghosts and hauntings were a thing in the '80s. So like, if I killed this serial killer and kept his gloves, me
Yeah,
thinking
wouldn't he
maybe
haunt
that
you?
ghost would
Yeah,
haunt me. Yeah, it's like
yeah,
I'd throw that thing away.
right.
It's like, no, dog, it's not the Elder Wand. You don't want to keep that around you. So like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That's a coffee maker under her
Perfect.
bed.
Man.
Oh my god! And you know what's awesome? I bet like '80s ground coffee was probably like industrial strength.
Yeah,
Like the shit had lemons inside it.
yeah.
Ground up lemons inside their coffee grounds. Like holy shit, dog.
Uh-huh.
Explain the change in clothes. She's probably like, bitch, you better not have slept. That father looks disproving. Oh shit! They're gonna think Nancy killed good old Johnny.
I mean, her parents might think that,
Yeah,
or his parents might think that.
yeah,
Also, that was the most stereotypical dad I've ever seen.
bro. That isn't dad goals. I don't know what it is. Not the whole like being suspicious of their kids, but like being able to stand in front of your doorstep and just drink a beer.
See, she's so messed up.
Jesus. And it's the same bottle too.
It's the same kind of bottle. She goes for
It's
the
just,
same.
she likes
She's
the
drinking like
girl.
straight vodka.
The girl likes her stuff, man.
Vodka straight out of the bottle. Gross. Now it's on him. How do you sleep with your TV on your crotch?
Oh, rip. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Why?
Okay, good deal. I didn't know if my like audio cut out or whatever.
No, you're good. And you got to think this is scary for her too, because it's like if Glenn goes, she's alone. Like nobody believes her. Everybody thinks she's crazy. You know.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Is she dreaming?
Just plug it back into the wall.
I think the little cable thing snapped. Well, she doesn't have to because it's gonna ring again.
Yeah.
See, that's what ripped the little connecting thing.
Gotcha.
Oh shit. Ew.
I also like how the tongue is like.
It's locked from the inside, you dumb
Dude,
bitch.
she is destroyed right now. Locked. I'm drunk and you're gonna go to bed.
I thought she was smack the shit out of her. I was like, fuck.
It's like we're gonna go there.
Oh, did you know that? KRGR.
Oh, I never noticed that.
Kruger Station.
Oh,
Such a rip. And this like had the most gore. Yeah.
oh, jeez. Rotating room, man.
Oh yeah, so it's like
Well, and like I said, it was hitting all the electric stuff, and it it was an issue. Like it made the like it electrified everything, and the room was spinning out of control. Like it was bad. It was actually very dangerous, and it
I
was
think the
like
property value went down after this.
oh yeah, right, bro. You got to redo the whole. You got to just tear out that entire room at that point. Like
Yeah, right.
it's in everything.
Bro, he's just so fucking suave. You almost look over the bullshittery bullshit of a cop he is.
You think he's a bullshit cop?
I mean, no, I don't know, man. It's like he's trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I think he means well. He's sure better than the mom.
I mean, yeah. He's better
Ugh.
than Braxton, so oh, fuck, could you imagine? Oh no, the 3 beers I drank. So is the body just not there? It's just a pile of blood? So chill.
Well, dude, I do feel bad for her. I mean, that's man.
It's like, yes, let me just blow through like however many years of law enforcement and
I
homicide
know, right?
investigation and just listen to my daughter. She's not supposed to handle it in the first place.
Yeah.
Is this where the inspiration of Home Alone came
Yep.
from?
This is where we get that Home Alone.
Yeah. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength.
That
There,
Home
dude.
Alone. So well, it is. It's pretty much exactly what Kevin McAllister does, and it's smart
Kevin
too.
McAllister? Is that
Yeah.
I was thinking Macaulay Culkin, but sure.
I mean, yeah, but that's the kid's name. I'll tell you what. I love me some Laurie Strode, but shoot, Nancy's the best final girl. Because she was like, I'm not. She was like, I'm not just gonna fight or flight. I'm gonna fight. Like she was
Doesn't
gonna
she
go
die in
down.
this?
Nancy?
Yeah.
No,
Am I
no,
thinking of another movie?
bro. Nancy. She was like, man, she's gonna go down swinging.
But she goes down swinging.
No, she didn't go down swinging.
I'm thinking of a scene at the end where like someone gets dragged in from the door.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, that's
Okay,
somebody else.
that's in the movie, right?
Yep, but that's somebody
Okay.
else.
Okay. That's the worst she's seen? Okay.
Bro, his body is in tiny little pieces.
I mean, if you can't tell what it is, all it is just a pool of blood.
That's a good line, though. What's the corny say? He's been in the John puking since he saw it. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I'm going to make a good choice, and I'm going to put the vodka bottle, I'm going to put that Tito's bottle on my nightstand, and the minute you leave the room, I'm going to drink the whole damn thing.
Bro, her liver's got to look like a sun-dried raisin. Fucking hell. Because it's not even like malt liquor. It's fucking straight fucking
It's
vodka.
straight vodka.
Bro.
Dude, it's just straight.
She
Also,
needs
who could
she needs
sleep like that?
She needs something better, like aviation gin, made by Ryan Reynolds. No, I'm kidding.
We're sponsored. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, yeah, Ryan Reynolds. Can you sponsor us?
We play in your court. What are the paramedics taking away? There's nothing to take away. You carrying them
Puddles of
out in
blood, dude.
buckets,
Quartz.
like
Yeah. Hey, we have another patient coming in. Okay, bring him in. Brings out like buckets.
well, we're gonna need a
Where's the
bathtub.
patient? Bro, that's a dope ass watch. Where to find that? Please hit me up.
Even if it's from 1984, you'd still want it.
Yeah, it talks to you. It says 10 minutes and counting.
The final dream. It's a final countdown. Could you imagine if that was playing over like the final fight between her and Freddy?
Bro, I was thinking that was the song that was going to play when she was getting the house prepared. What, is she going to fight fire with fire? She going to have her own glove?
I definitely would have put on real shoes and not slippers to go fight the demon that's hiding in my dreams.
I know, right? I'd put on some Crocs at least and put it in 4-wheel drive.
And it's gone.
I like that tapestry over there, though.
The dogs.
Yeah. Bro, the feng shui in this basement is so fucked.
Yeah.
No wonder Freddy Krueger haunts it.
Oh, that's scary.
Bro, this house has 2 basements. Bro, this is a $3 million house in today's market.
That's not 2 basements. That's her dream. She's dreaming that it goes down into the boiler room.
Oh, okay. I about to say, I was like, Jesus Christ, son. This thing is definitely on the market.
And it's also cool that, they're bringing back like Glenn's voice and Tina's voice, and like again, the characters have relationships. You care about the characters. This is Nancy's chance to redeem and like to avenge. To avenge like her friends,
Yeah. And it's insane to think that like in the next future installments of this movie, like you're kind of rooting for Freddy.
Yeah. Definitely after the first 2 or 3, you're like, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's Freddy's
root for a child abuser and murderer.
I know. It's like when you put it that way, it sounds so bad.
Yeah.
It sounds so bad when you put it that way.
Again, it's like the people that call Michael Myers daddy. It's like, the fuck is wrong with you?
But it was everybody, though. I mean,
I don't call him daddy.
No.
Oh wait, you're talking about Krueger.
No, I just mean like kids. It was everybody wanted to be, they all wanted to be Freddy.
I didn't.
He was cool. He was,
Bro, next thing you know, you're gonna tell me he was in the fucking MTV Awards back then.
I mean, they gave him a TV show.
Fuck, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, Freddy's Nightmares.
Was it like an anthology, but with just Freddy?
Yeah, but they're fun though. It's like it's basically like a Twilight Zone kind of thing, and Freddy's like the host, but it's also like a new dream every episode. But like it could have been cooler than it was. I think it was actually kind of a little bit of a letdown, but
the religious undertones in this movie is insane.
It was like a joke. I mean, he plays guitar and shit. Like,
Just saying, all those booby traps upstairs is kind of pointless now.
Well, she's got to bring him into the real world for any of that to happen.
Oh yeah. Beats by Dre.
You're about 30 years early, my friend.
Bro, this movie was ahead of its time.
He's like, okay.
He said, okay, wait, I thought you already went down that.
You don't have to ask me twice. And she's seeking him out. Like, she wants to be, like, next to him, you know? Superhero pose. This is a great jump scare moment, too.
All right.
Because you're, as an audience member, you're like, oh, well, crap, it didn't work. And he feels pain. Also, I love this. This is my favorite booby trap thing she did. Because he even makes a noise. It hits him like,
God.
I think it hits him right in the nuts. Oh, you stupid cop.
Okay, Braxton. Just saying, if you're at a fucking crime scene where someone just got killed and the one next door
right?
said, I found
right?
him.
And you don't know where the killer is. Like, yeah.
And all of a sudden you're like, everything's going to be okay.
Watch. Because it hits him in the gut and he even goes, oh. Like,
I mean, he's actually scary right here.
yeah, he is. Well, you also don't see him like in. That's part of the thing with like a lot of the later sequels, and even in part 2, like you see.
Maybe
him
I better
like,
go tell the fucking lieutenant.
You see him in full light.
Yeah.
You know. Also, can't he see them through the windows? Like, can't he see that there's somebody like chasing her and like fighting her in the room?
I don't know, man. These, but oh my god, is that her like old stash?
I know, right? He's like, "Are you kidding me? Not again!"
Oh my god, you can see the flame suit under that.
Yeah, you
see
really
how chunky
can.
he got.
Yeah, you can.
Slim Freddy Krueger to Porky the Pig.
He sounds like Arnold. Oh my god! Get to the chopper. Get to the boiler room. Also, all those people on the lawn, like, you're not gonna. Nobody's questioning that this kid is screaming for help.
While
now the fog is in real life.
Now, wow, that's called smoke and fire.
Also, this is scary too. Because it's like, oh, shoot.
Oh, the mother's dead?
I always thought that was a strange shot. That was always one of the weird, to me at least, that was always one of the weirder shots of the movie. Like, just odd. Would you not crap yourself if he was like, no?
I about to say.
He just went, no, I don't.
He's taking it pretty well, knowing his mother
Yeah, he really is.
his wife just got fucking incinerated.
Well, it's his ex-wife, but still.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, they're not married anymore.
He said, okay. Bro, he just steals the show for me.
Yeah. I always thought Freddy was genuinely scary in this moment too. Like, this is another genuinely scary Freddy moment. Like, he's pretty menacing and pretty brooding, you know? It's like her fear has turned to anger.
Is this where manifestation came from? It's like, I manifest my friends to be back. Like a TV static.
I know, right?
So, oh no, it's a dream. You see it? That's definitely a dream.
Oh, because of the fog?
Yeah, and the fact that her mother said, I'm gonna stop drinking.
She would have never said that in real life.
She never would have said that.
Now, this ending, I think, is another thing that Bob Shea added. That, because him and Wes Craven disagreed on a lot of things. But to have the car be the colors.
Yeah, you see the car.
Green. Yeah.
She's definitely on the Henny now.
Right?
Yeah, she took out the vodka. She's on the Henny.
Man, this looks so bad. Everything stood up pretty well except for this.
Really? I thought this one was the most frightening. I thought that was the most frightening.
I mean, the way she sucked through. I don't know, man. That I don't think that ending whole. I mean, the ending as a whole is fine, but I mean, like the whole Marge getting sucked through the window, like.
I mean, back then with the practical effects, if you would have saw that, and I mean, you think it's real. Now we could tell it's fake and bullshit alike.
I'm sure for the time it was terrifying, but looking back on it, it's like, that didn't hold up. But this whole movie holds up incredibly well. Like, and again,
I mean, it's still unsettling in a lot of places.
Yeah, I mean, even like it was unsettling for back then, but the idea of it is still, even for now, it's still terrifying. I mean, like a lot of they even said this in Never Sleep Again. The producers and the New Line Cinema execs like didn't sleep well the night after they read the script because it was so like it was so haunting. Like they thought it was terrifying. So definitely one of the most influential horror movies ever made. And dare I say, one of the most influential movies ever made. I mean, it built New Line Cinema. It made one of the most popular characters in all of cinema. You know, I mean, everybody knows who Freddy is. Everybody, you know, can name a Freddy line that they like. You know, just it's funny. It's funny how that character has kind of evolved and became such an important part of pop culture, you know, especially for the 80s and 90s. So there is our full commentary of Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street from 1984. I keep almost wanting to say 1994. So be sure to watch out for the this episode of Purely and Simply Evil. We're going to take a deep dive into this movie. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We will talk to you soon. New episodes of our shows premiere every single Tuesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at We Talk the Movies. As always, you guys are the best. Thanks. God bless. Love you. See you. Peace. Bye.
Bye.